Stanchi, Tatum Capital, Sadie Brown, and Jamie Wood. Leading us today with our Pledge of Allegiance will be Jonathan Stanchi, Tatum Capital, Sadie Brown, and Jamie Wood. This time you may be seated, and our chorus members may return to their seats.
Good morning, boys and girls. What? Good morning, boys and girls. Wow, that was awesome. Good morning and welcome to all our parents, students, and grandparents, and our Sprayberry's leadership team over here. We're so excited to have you here for our SLT inauguration. This is an extra special day in the life at Addison Elementary because if you look around right now, every single child in our school has on their leadership t-shirt. Every single child. And this is the only day that this happens all year round. And if you look at the teachers, they all have on their leadership t-shirts today. So that's what we're all about here with our Leader in Me program. It's being leaders, and this is leadership at its finest because we have our SLT representatives sitting right up here on the stage. Let's give them a round of applause. And as you all know, for these students to run, they had to prepare a speech for their class and with other classmates that wanted to run as well, and then they did a vote, just very democratically, on who would be representing their class. And each class, 2nd through 5th grade, has a representative and an alternate. So we're very proud of all of you who decided to run, and we hope that you'll do it again. If you didn't make it this time, maybe next year you'll get to. And you'll also have lots of other opportunities for leadership this year in your class and in our school. All right, at this time I'd like to have Mr. Cohen come up, and he will share the mission of the SLT.
We have the SLT, which is the Student Lighthouse team. The Student Lighthouse team is part of the Leader in Me program of Addison Elementary School. The purpose of this organization is to apply the 7 healthy habits toward improving our leadership qualities, school environment, and becoming responsible citizens within our community.
All right, so now that you know what the Student Lighthouse team represents, we have a very special visitors here today. If you look over here to my right, this is Sprayberry High School's leadership team. And we have invited them. Let's give them a hand. You guys can come on up. We're going to invite them. They're going to share a message.
My name is Miss Beeman, and I'm a teacher at Sprayberry High School, and these are my students. Can you give them a round of applause? They're going to introduce themselves and tell you what their name is and what grade they're in at Sprayberry High School.
I'm Carter, and I'm in 12th grade.
I'm Larissa, and I'm in 11th grade.
I'm Josh. I'm in the 11th grade, and I was also in the SLT here at Addison.
I'm Sheree, and I'm in the 11th grade, and I was also in the SLT here at Addison.
I'm Lane, and I'm in the 11th grade.
I'm Kaylee, I'm in 12th grade. I'm Bailey, and I'm in 10th grade.
I'm Josh, and I'm in 12th grade.
I'm Amanda, I'm in 11th grade.
I'm Cecilia, and I'm in 11th grade.
And I'm Patrick Walker, and I'm in the 11th grade. So today we're going to be talking about leadership and what you can do to be a leader. So what is a leader? Can someone give me you?
Leading the school.
Leading the school. Anybody else? You.
Being nice to your friends.
Being nice to your friends, and one more. Being proactive. Most of you may look up to your parents or the leaders you just mentioned because they're good people who care about you and their community. We look up to people and go to our leaders for guidance because they inspire us. We can look around in our daily life, community, and our school and instantly pick out a handful of leaders. In our communities, we are the leaders such as firefighters, police officers, teachers, mayors, parents for guidance. They are here to support us.
Now let me see. Who here is a policeman? Raise your hand. Up high, really high. Now, can I see your badges? Does anybody have their badges with them? Good. Now, who here is a firefighter? Oh, we have a lot of firefighters in here. What about a doctor? You guys are silly. Now, of course, none of you guys are any of these yet. However, but just because you're young, does that not mean that you are these types of leaders? No, of course not. That's good. Now, you may only be young, but I'm telling you the truth. And I'm saying that you guys are all leaders because you are all already influencing others in the way that you may work, you may be recycling at your school, you may be helping your friends with homework, and you are also behaving for your teachers. Now, just simply caring about your school shows that you are already a leader.
Okay, now, you aren't the same type of leaders though. Each of you lead in different areas or ways, but you all can make an impact on your school. Everyone has the potential to make an impact. Many of you are developing leadership tools that you must need to be a great leader. These include setting goals, having a purpose, understanding and listening to others, displaying empathy, having confidence in yourself and others, and teamwork. We happen to know a few people who have great leadership traits. Maybe you'll know a couple.
Martin Luther King Jr. had a purpose. He had a dream to bring together all types of people regardless of what they look like. Do any of you have a purpose?
Have any of you guys heard of Elsa? Okay, we all know Elsa from Frozen. She had really cool powers, and the Duke of Wesselton, you know, the short little bald dude, he wasn't very flexible and positive about her powers, but her sister, Princess Anna, was accepting and understanding and made Elsa feel welcomed and valued. Are you accepting of others and their ideas?
Okay, how many of you guys have seen Big Hero 6? Can you raise your hands for me? Okay, so we all love Baymax, right? Yeah? Okay, so do you guys remember when Baymax was trying to understand what Hero felt?
Yeah.
When he lost his big brother?
Yeah.
That's called empathy. Do you guys have empathy?
Okay. Teamwork. Who's seen Monsters University? So you all know who's Macappa. They worked together to get all the obstacle courses complete to win, and they did it. Can you work with your team?
Yeah!
I want everyone here to look to your left. Now look to your right. Those friends sitting next to you are all one of a kind. Always remember there is no one like you, and that's why we must use our individual talents to work together.
Be confident, ask questions, never stop learning, and walk with your head held high. Are you a confident student? Okay guys, I have a little story for you. I went here to Addison too, and I had my 5th grade ALP teacher, Miss Shope. She told me something that I would carry forever. She said, Shreya, never stop asking questions because you are going to get somewhere in life and you are such a smart girl. So don't be afraid to ask questions, keep your head held high, and be confident. See, you all have some leadership tools. You just have to put them to use.
Get involved with your school and work to make it as best as it can be. I'm not saying being a leader is going to be easy. You're going to face some challenges. Some people aren't always going to be very nice and they don't always want to work together as a team. But if you push together and work together, you'll see results.
Can anyone give me some examples of how to be a leader in your classroom? By keeping it safe. Anyone else?
Doing the 7 habits.
Doing the 7 habits. That's a great one. Throwing out your trash at lunch, sitting with someone who's sitting by themselves at lunch or at the playground, or even giving someone a compliment. Try to become a role model for someone else. Be your own version of Martin Luther King Jr., President Barack Obama, George Washington, or even Taylor Swift. Because all in all, be the change you wish to see. Go out and change your school, community, and even your world, because if you don't, no one else will.
Thank you guys for your time this morning, and we can't wait to hear about all of your spectacular progress that you make this school year. We hope that you invite us back at the end of the school year so we can see all of your progress that you make. See you later, alligators.
Applause for our Sprayberry High School leadership team. Fun stuff for sure. And as they were telling you, we have lots of leaders in our own building. You know, today we have the honor of recognizing the fellow classmates that you work with and that you sit by every single day that are going to really represent you and your class. So what we're going to do first is we want to recognize those students that will be the alternates. That is that they will be part of the Student Lighthouse team when your representatives will not be able to make it. So up on stage we have your representatives, but out in the audience we have our alternates. So what I like is when I call your name, would you please stand up? We like to recognize our alternates, and then we're going to have you take the pledge, and then we will turn it over to our Student Lighthouse team. So here we go. Let's start with our 2nd grade classes. We'll start with Mr. Williams' class. Congratulations to alternate from his class, Parker Stevenson. And you can stay standing, okay? Don't sit down. From Mrs. Keith's 2nd grade class, we have Sophia Ancanatrillo. From Mrs. Lee's 2nd grade class, we have David Jimenez. And from Mrs. Burdett's 2nd grade class, we have Anaya Brooks. Stay standing. From 3rd grade, wearing our green shirts over there, it looks like we have Emma Privatera, blue shirts. From Mrs. Levy's 3rd grade class, we have Jason Marquina. From Mrs. Lack's 3rd grade class, we have Sydney Ma. From Mrs. Warren's 3rd grade class, we have Leah Olds. And from Mrs. Close's 3rd grade class, we have Aiden Lynch. Keep standing. From Mrs. Stewart's 4th grade class, we have Caroline Green. From Mrs. Cancel's 4th grade class, we have Janie Pagonis. From Mrs. Gerber's fourth grade class, we have Grayson Pruitt. And from Mrs. Bacaro's fourth grade class, we have Madison Mooney. Keep standing because from Mrs. Barkley's class, we have Ethan Kim. From Mrs. Rivas' class, we have Kyle Paulding. From Mrs. Westbrook's class, we have Jacob Duda. From Mrs. Jaganathan's class, we have Jordan Ellis. From Mr. Villegas' class, we have Caleb McCrary. So at this time, let's give them a round of applause. We appreciate you being our friends. And you may now be seated.
When we introduce our representatives up here on stage, so if you guys will please stand when I say your name and remain standing. All right. From Mr. Williams' class, Kat Mills. From Elizabeth Keith's class, Amy Zaraza. From Ms. Lee's class, Nick Bobrowski. From Ms. Burdett's class, Linnea Reese. From Ms. Lurie's class, Laura Jimenez. From Ms. Levy's class, Emily Hummel. From Ms. Lack's class, Hallie Cutrone. From Ms. Warren's class, Ezzy Wisniewski. And from Ms. Close's class, Sarah Izaguirre. And for fourth grade, in Ms. Stewart's class, John Stewart. Okay, it's on here wrong. I'm very sorry. John Dickerson was from Ms. Stewart's class. From Ms. Campbell's class, Nicholas Pruitt. From Ms. Gerber's class, Coleman Underwood. From Ms. Bacaro's class, Kaylin Collier. All right, from Ms. Barkley's class, Caitlin Taylor. And standing in for Ms. Phillips' class, Jacob Duda. From Ms. Rivas' class, Ashley Carnario. Ms. Westbrook's class, Sadie Brown. Ms. Jaganathan's class, Chase Walton. And from Ms. Villegas' class, Xander Northrup. Let's give them all a round of applause. Okay. Now it is time for the Student Lighthouse Team Pledge, so I want to ask all of you to raise your right hand. And I want you to repeat after me. You ready? Okay. I promise to represent my class well. As a member of the Addison Student Lighthouse Team. As a member of the Addison Student Lighthouse Team. I will listen carefully. Report to my class. Vote carefully. And participate fully in the activities of the SLT. I pledge that my good character will be an example to my fellow classmates. Congratulations, you are now officially representatives on the SLT. Woo-hoo! You all may be seated. This may not be an easy job because you are going to exhibit the 7 habits and work with the 7 habits. You're going to be synergizing with each other and with your classrooms. You're going to have to seek first to understand and then to be understood because sometimes people are going to give ideas. You're going to have to listen and then you're going to have to work together in that way. And we want you to be proactive as well. If you see something that needs to be done in the school or if someone from your class suggests something that you bring to SLT, you have to take that initiative to do that. but we know all of you all are going to do a fabulous job, and we're very proud of you for representing your classrooms today. So let's give them a round of applause one more time. And boys and girls, I want you also to remember that you all are leaders too. This whole entire school, we are filled with leaders. And every day we see that in our classrooms, in the hallways, in the cafeterias. The other day I just saw, we see little things like a little kindergartner was struggling with the front door, and one of the older students, I saw her turn around and help that child with the door. And those are the kinds of things those show leadership qualities, and we want you all to keep doing those things. And remember to be respectful, responsible, be safe, and be helpful. Those are our 4 things we want you to remember. So at this time, we will say congratulations one more time to all of you. And we want to thank the Sprayberry leadership team for coming today. And let's say congratulations to all of us for being a wonderful leader in Mee School. One more round of applause. Now, boys and girls, before we